Hello guys. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to jump on a couple of minutes early just to make sure that we are in and on and all good. So I am going old school live again as my Wi-Fi has been horrible all weekend long. Yeah, so I will be going to a store tomorrow to see about maybe switching providers. I don't know, I need to do something, right? So let me know if you can hear me and see me, and hopefully there's no glitching. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, why is there glitching? Y'all have to let me know if you see glitching. Hi, Diane. If it's glitching, I'm not staying. That's all I'm saying. Hi, Ann. Hello. Hi, Lori. Me neither. And let's just hope that it's a great, clear reception. Otherwise, I'm taping it and posting it. So, sounds great. Awesome. Hello, guys. Hello. Hello, Jean from Northeast Georgia. You can see and hear me. Wonderful. Good. Can you hear the the congestion and the cold still here? Hi, Chris. Hi, Linda. Hi, Connie. Hi, Letitia. Hey, Sue. Good to see you guys. All right. And Lisa from Hawaii. Aloha. Let's see. Who did I miss? Tina and Lori and Melissa and Robin and Tony. Glad to have you guys here. So, hello, Linda Johnson. It's your birthday month, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Hi, Sparkly Sandy. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Yes, so not last week, the week before when I did a live, and I was telling you guys I went to the mistletoe market, and I got this shirt, and so I'll stand up. It's actually like a little dress. I wouldn't wear it as a dress because it just comes right up underneath my tush. But it works great with leggings. So, and it says Holly Jolly. You sound froggy. Right. I do, Sue. So, y'all know I've been battling this cough since October, and then was doing great, was on 2 antibiotics, and then I was on a Z-Pack last week. And Tuesday started sneezing like crazy. Wednesday woke up not feeling so great. Thursday tested, had the coronavirus. So, have corona, but I have to tell you, I feel fine. So other than the froggy, croaky voice and an occasional cough now, I feel fine. So thank goodness for the vaccine that I've had and boosted and everything else. I didn't have more than one day of not feeling great. So, anyhow. Oh, Lisa, I'm so sorry to hear that. I was worried about my parents as well. It's here to stay, right? Oh, hello, Linda's mom in Florida. Hi, Mary. So glad that you're here. But yeah, so again, tested positive, had to cancel my haircut appointment, which I was so bummed about because the gray is really coming in. Oh, goodness. That's okay, Ellie. It's the third time. Third time's a charm, right? And thankfully, the third time was nothing like the first two. I'm going to pop a cough drop in my mouth. So, hello. Hi, Stacy. Good to see you on. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take a drink of water. And Corinne from Manitoba, Canada. Anyway, oh, so my shirt. So it's my little Holly Jolly shirt. I was worried it'd be a little too flashy and blingy because, you know, they say red's not great for camera. But I figured, what the heck? Oh, Marty, I'm fine. I feel fine. Other than the stupid cough and the virus. But it'll all be good. Been getting some great sleep, surprisingly. And just staying home and quarantining, and my husband's been doing all my errands for me, which is nice. So Thank you, Cecilia. I do too. That's cute. And I am going to wear it as much as I can. So on our next live, I probably will have it on because I have 1 month to wear it and that's it. So I almost wore it yesterday. I taught a Zoom class with I had 30 ladies signed up, but with my group yesterday that was on live with me, and I did my Happy Holidays lesson, and I thought about wearing it then, but decided not to. So I do look festive. I was going to put on a little headband with antlers, and I thought, no, that'll take away from kind of cute and classy, right? Or loud and obnoxious and glittery, but I'll take it. So, oh, thank you, Sheila. Thank you so much. And again, I feel great. I feel fine. Just need to get this cough out of me. And hi, Elizabeth, you are on. And get this this virus out of me. So I've been stocking up. I take vitamins, but C and D and zinc, and drinking water like crazy. I drink 64 ounces a day. So just been really trying to pound that and flush everything out, if you know what I mean. But all good. And had a great week, other than not feeling great the one day. Just getting some much needed deadlines done, and have some magazine deadlines that are due that I got to get done this week. You're looking fine. Love your top. Thank you, Molly Ann. Thank you. Thank you, Eileen. All good. Feeling fine. Just need to get my hair done. I've had it for over 2 weeks. Oh, Sandra, I'm so sorry. I hope you're feeling okay. I do. Hello, Chris Wood. I hope you're feeling fine, Sandra. It's not fun, is it? It wasn't fun the first 2 times I had it. So, hi, Donna. Thank you, Molly Ann. I loved yesterday. I thought it was fun. So, anyhows, try some blackberry brandy. Ooh, just sip on it. Doctor just told us that it works. Oh, I'll have to look. So, Cecilia, yes, for the Zoom class, that I taught yesterday, for those that signed up, the link was sent out by email. So, hi Wendy, hi Cindy, hi Monty. What else did I miss? Hi Julie. You've been sick this weekend, Donna? I'm so sorry to hear that. Whiskey works too. Whiskey or vodka or anything else, right? I think I have eaten probably about 5 million cough drops since October, and tons of tea. And I was doing a little Fireball hot toddy at night, but I stopped that because it's so fully loaded with sugar. Oh, Chris, no worries at all. Are the Mistletoe Kisses and Penguin Joy classes recorded for later viewing? So Debbie, yes. So the Mistletoe Kisses, so let's go ahead and get started on that, yeah? So this one, if you're not familiar with it, I taught this over on Creative Innovations in Painting Facebook group, and it's free, it's recorded, but I'm also going to load it to my YouTube channel probably tomorrow. My Wi-Fi, like I said, has been absolutely horrendous, and so I loaded a video from my lesson I taught yesterday that I recorded. It was not even a 4-hour video, and it took from 9 o'clock this morning until almost 4 o'clock this afternoon to upload, which is just insane. It's insane. It's just, what can I say? It's insane. Okay, so this one will be up on my YouTube channel hopefully tomorrow. And then this one was a pattern packet that I did with Tracy Moreau and Deb Antonik. We did a We Three Friends packet together, and she had some things in her packet that someone wanted to paint, and so we decided just to kind of break it up. So I did my holiday cheer, and this one is in the Holiday Art Parade. Now the Holiday Art Parade, and I'll put these links in if somebody doesn't. Oh, that's okay, Cecilia. I'm going to teach it again. But anyway, the Holiday Art Parade is a free online, I think it's only good for 2 weeks for you to be able to see the lessons by everybody. They're all recorded. And so this one was on there last week, and it's going to be up on my YouTube channel soon as well. Okay, so, but this was the first kind of in the series. The second, and then my favorite, I have to say, I love this little guy. He just flew out of my brush, and I love it when that happens, when it just kind of, I mean, I just sat down and had this in my mind and started sketching, and he appeared and just made my day. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. So thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, again, I feel great. I feel fine. So, but I would love to get rid of this cough. Can you check and see if my order went through? Huh. Yes, Linda, I will. Did you do it today? Anyway, I'll look at that for you. You still cannot find the link for the penguin? Laura, oh my goodness, girlfriend, you should have texted me back. I'm so sorry. I was in the middle of something when you texted me. So we'll make sure that you get that link. So, oh, thank you, Judy. Hi, Debbie. Okay, so let me know how it is. Let's see, 63 degrees here on December 4th. Sunny and kind of cloudy. What is it like where you guys are? Do you have snow? Is it, no, did it before you did the class on it? Okay, Linda, I'll check on that. I'll check on that. And if you're talking about to get into that group, that has nothing to do with me, but we'll talk about that because I'm not exactly sure. I don't have anything on my page that you could have ordered the Nutcracker for. So, anywho's. Alrighty, so it's 4:11. So what was I going to tell you? Oh, got my Christmas present today. Well, husband and I got our Christmas present to each other today. You know, when you kind of reach an age where you really don't need anything, and if I want it, I'm just going to go buy it probably. But we're very practical at Christmas, my husband and I, especially having 3 boys that were 3 years apart. I mean, like 15 months to the day apart. So they were boom, boom, boom. And so we tended to spend more on them at Christmas, and we would just buy practical things for us for Christmas. So whether it's a trip or lamps or towels or you name it, whatever, you know, or something for the house. If we want a new TV, if we want a treadmill, things like that, we would just kind of do as a joint gift for Christmas. And I've always been super happy with that. Totally fine. I absolutely need nothing. So our washer for the last 5 years, November and December, our washer has like been on the brink of dying. Now, let me tell you, we have had this washer, this LG front load for 17 years. 17 years. There's no way that the one we just got is going to last 17 years. We have been through 3 dryers, if not 4, in the time that we've had this washing machine. So anyway, like I said, for the last 5 years, it has like acted up more like, oh great, guess this year we're getting a washing machine. And then it would work itself out and it would be fine. Not so much this week. This week, let me just say, it was shredding metal and doing things. Oh, I'm almost afraid to touch that. But we, excuse me. So we were last week doing laundry and stuff, and it just started like a jet engine, like that thing was about to implode, explode, catch on fire, take off, whatever. So anyway, needless to say, we didn't want to push the limits anymore, and so we had a new washer delivered today. So, yay us. Yvonne, it's sunny and warm in Brisbane. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see, 19, hate it, bad choice. Oh, you have a top load. We almost got the top load, but we liked the front load. Your Maytag lasted 20 years, finally gave up the ghost and had to, right? Yeah, the LG, it was amazing. And even when my husband went to, that's why my husband and I are doing this year, maybe something small, if anything. Absolutely, you know, you kind of get to that age where it's like, again, if I want something, I'll either buy it or he'll buy it for me. But when it comes to Christmas, again, I would much rather spend that money on our kids and family. So cloudy and overcast in Southeast Texas. Yay, I'd get a Maytag. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this one is. It's an LG. Is that the brand, I guess? LG. But the dryer that we had with that when we first bought it 17 years ago, I think only lasted like 3 years. So anyway, they only make them to last. That's exactly right, Lucy. And Lucy, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you joined my membership group. That's what the guy told my husband when he went to pay for it at Lowe's. It's just me and the cat. So quiet Christmas, and that's okay. Well, Sue, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. But he told the guy, we've had it for 17 years, and he goes, well, I'm going to tell you, this one's not going to last 17 years. There's not an appliance in this store that's going to last for that long anymore, because you don't have to buy them as often as as often as they want you to, I guess I should say. Hello, Norma. Excuse me. I have a heater blowing on me right now here in Georgia. I have my fans on, Lucy. I don't know if it's this shirt. It's double lined inside because, like I said, it's actually a dress, short mini dress. But I started to get super, super hot, and I had to turn the fans on. You're having shoulder surgery on the 12th. Oh my goodness, Robin. So sorry. So sorry. I will keep you in my prayers and hope everything goes well. So, but that's good to hear, because I remember you telling me about that when I saw you. All right, guys, it's 4:15. Let's get started because I have some giveaways to take care of. It's the material does not breathe. Right, Sue? That's exactly it, because I am roasting in this shirt. You have a microwave you purchased in 1983 and you're still using it. Wow. I'd almost be afraid to use that, Sheila. That's funny. Wow. Yes, I remember when my dad lived in Japan, in Okinawa, he did a 1-year remote, and he sent a microwave back to my mom, and she ended up having to pay, hundreds of dollars in customs. It was insane. And it weighed about 4,000 pounds, like super, super heavy when the first came out. And anyway, we had that for a long time. You just had your left shoulder done last year, Lisa? Well, goodness. I know I'm going to have my right one done soon. It works perfect. I'm using it today. Well, awesome. Well, good job, Sheila. That's a long time. I graduated high school in 1985, and let me tell you, I feel old. I'm sure that microwave feels old. So, anyhows, hello, Mona. Good to see you on, and Cindy. Okay, it's 4:15. So, like I said, I have to do the old school turning my phone down. So sorry. So let me move some things around and just close your eyes if you don't want to get whiplash. All right, I'm going to turn you up to the ceiling first, and then we're going to turn you down. There we go. And then we want to make sure that everything is good to go. All right. So, and I don't want to hit any buttons. That would not be good. All right, guys. So let's see. Let's get it going here. Okay. So, the stars. So there are stars in the comment box. And if you click and you get those stars, that will go to World Central Kitchen. Okay. So I'm going to, let's try and click that out a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just going to see if I can zoom in a little without messing anything up. This old school is not fun, let me tell you. I like clicking a button on my iPad and having it switch. So anyway, this is our little guy that we're doing today. I'm going to put that to the side and show you some cute Happy Mail that I got. Is he not just huggable, Molly Ann? I agree. Love him. So I still have a white wrought iron bed frame. You got in the 80s. Oh yeah, Joyce, I have tons of clothes in my closet too from the 80s, and I'm kind of a pack rat. So thank you, Debbie. Hi, Virginia. Excuse the cough. Okay, so I got some Happy Mail. Love this pin made out of like a knife, like a kitchen knife with an angel that my friend Charlie sent me. And she said you could put it on a chain for like a necklace, which I think I'm going to do. I don't know that I'm going to hang it on my tree, but right now it's going to hang in my studio. So thank you, Charlie, for that. And then got this great package from Tracy Moreau, and Dominique, her daughter, makes the most amazing beaded jewelry. I have probably 3 or 4 items that she's made me, but love these earrings. How cute are those? And if you don't know, I've collected Hello Kitty for decades. And so, Tracy, thank you so much. I love those. They make me smile. Alrighty, so let's take care of some giveaways. So, you know, last time we did a live, 2 weeks ago, we did the bells. And I have them hanging on my mantle, so I can't get it. But I did have this one. So if you missed that, go back and watch it. It's recorded. It's here on my Facebook page. And I tried to get it uploaded to my YouTube, but something was not working. So anyway, your daughter loves Hello Kitty. Oh, well, I am 55 and I love Hello Kitty too, Lucy. I've collected it for decades. So when I lived in Japan is when I started. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so I had the Soft Touch Varnish. Now, let me say, this is a hot commodity. And the texture sand paste that I used on the live I did. And the winner on the wheel that came up, Glennis Powell. So Glennis, either private message me on Facebook, or you can go to my website, hit the contact button, and message me your mailing address, and I will get that shipped off to you. All right. So let's move that out of the way, and I'll just bring my sleeve so you can see my sparkles. Alrighty. And then I had the, just showed you the name, the encaustic brushes. So the 1 inch and the 1/2 inch oval encaustic brushes. These are fantastic. I'm going to use one today and show you how to do the background. So the winner of those on the wheel came up, Cindy Braden. Cindy, 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 I have your information. I will get those off to you. Okay, so I'm going to move that to the side. And then the brush roll up that my sweet dear friend Laura Haberstraw made. I just love this. I love the fabric. It's lined. It's doubled up so you can stick your brushes in it. You stick them back here, roll it up. Anyway, such a great brush roll up to take your brushes to paint-ins, to seminars, to conventions, and rolls up nicely. But again, this fabric is gorgeous. And the name that came up on the wheel is Roxanne Corey. So Roxanne, private message me your details, and I will get this mailed off to you this week. Okay? Alrighty. I just bought one. I love it. Oh, good, Dee. Lucy, I think Laura is in the comments. And so, Laura, if you're in the comments, go ahead and put your information on how they can get a hold of you. I do have another one, but I'm not going to do that one for a giveaway for a while because I have a couple of things from Turkey still that I want to give away. And that's going to be on the next live. Okay. So today I have 3 giveaways. Again, all you have to do to enter is like, comment, share. And so the first one is for 5 M Square stencils. If you're not familiar with M Square, it's Moreau McTier. Stencil line I have with Tracy Moreau. And so for one winner, 5 of those. Let's move that out of the way. And then I have 2 stamp sets. So as you know, Stampendous is no longer, but they kind of are because they're selling their stamps with Spellbinders. But I have several that I have in my stash to give away. These songbirds, which are beautiful. This little snowflake swirl. And this springy little stamp set. So for another lucky winner, we'll move those. And then I love this stamp. It is, what is it? Postcard Santa, I think. Yeah, Cling Postcard Santa. So Postcard Santa and then a couple other stamp sets. So 3rd lucky winner for that. Thank you for sprinkling, Melissa. I appreciate that. Okay, and then like I said, this is what we're doing today. And this is on the holiday art party. I will put that information in the comments when I get done, unless somebody beats me to it. But the holiday art party was free to sign up. There were, I don't know how many artists that did lessons. It's recorded and there's a PDF that goes with it. And so, but the video will be up on my YouTube channel very soon. All right. And then the one that I did on Creative Innovations in Painting on November 17th. That's over on their Facebook page as well with a PDF. No, excuse me, not a PDF. I have a e-packet on my website for this one. And, but the video is there that you can watch, but it's also going to be on my YouTube channel soon. Okay. So let's get started on this one. I want to show you how I did the background first. Let's find my blank. Okay. So and thank you so much for those that bought the e-packet. The e-packet went out today. I did notice in the very first page when I was talking about base coating your surface that I put asphaltum, but I have to say I added a little black to it too, and I missed that. So I went back and added that to the directions. I think before like the third person ordered them. I like it to be just a tad bit darker. So asphaltum and black. Okay. Just kind of a good mix. So if you wanted to. And then let's lay out some paper towels here. Move some stuff. Just because I don't want to have to wipe off my, my thing. Being a little lazy here. Alrighty. So, hold on. I got to move that. I was talking about that encaustic brush. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's not worn and ugly, because it does get quite ugly as you use it. It's got a raw wood handle. This one I marbled. I have another one that's over on my other workstation. I don't have it here. That actually I glittered and resined. But anyway, it is a kind of like a chipboard, but it's used for encaustic wax. That's the reason it was made. However, there are a lot of different uses for it. And one of them is to do this wood grain background. Okay, so it has that black and brown on it. And then I'm going to take some warm white. And let's get that loaded. So some warm white. And you just want to make that nice and inky. But then kind of swipe it across your paper towel. We don't want too much. It's easier to build that layer up than it is to, you know, go back and have to backtrack and put your darker paint, which you can, but very light touch. And we just want to pull as straight as we can. That's why I'm going sideways. It's much easier for me to pull a long straight line this way than to pull a long straight line that way. I just cannot seem to do it. And I know I'm going to have glitter everywhere because I had glitter out yesterday. Okay, so you'll notice that on this side, it is a little starving for some of that warm white. So just flip it over. And then let's dry that. Okay. So right there where I got a little heavy, I'm going to show you how you can fix that. A little bit of that black and brown. But if you wanted to do like a beechwood barn, you know, kind of more of a blue color, you could do turquoise background first. It does not have to be dark. You could do burnt sienna. Burnt sienna works great for a barnwood base. Even red for that matter. Country red with some asphaltum and warm white would be beautiful. Kind of like a red barnwood. Alrighty. So just want to feel that, make sure it's dry. Okay, and then I'm going to take some asphaltum. So this has a really pretty yellow content to it, so it gives it a nice golden little touch. Let's rinse that brush out. I don't know why, but I have a habit. I like to start with that over there. So wet brush again. Get that asphaltum nice and inky. Tap it off on your paper towel. And we're going to pull it. Hello, tap it off a little more, Sandy. And we are going to streak that right on. And then take a paper towel and wipe it off. But let's go ahead and get the bottom section here. A little bit wet. Okay, and then I'm going to take a dry paper towel and just kind of scrunch it up, and I'm just going to wipe it down. And I'm using some pressure. Okay, so see, that took care of that area where I had too much white, but I do want this to be a bit on the lighter side. So let me show you the difference. So see how much lighter this one is? So just go back to that warm white. And I might even have a little asphaltum in my brush, and that's okay. Very lightly. And it does help if your brush is like parallel to your surface. Give it more of a bleached sand, kind of a bleached barnwood. Bleached sand is a color. Hello. Okay, but that's about where we're going with that lighter barnwood. Okay, and then once that dried, I went ahead and transferred my pattern, and let's just move that out of the way. Base coated some things just to save time. So, thanks, Lisa. So the hat I did with Country Red, of course the penguin black, and the lamp black. And then the scarf I did with almondine, which is the same color I used on the scarf for my Christmas wishes project. Okay, so two coats, one coat did fine on the penguin. But let's go ahead and take care of his hat. And I want to get, let's see here, Sandy. Of course, my trusty Payne's Gray. Very rarely do a project without it. And some white. So we'll get out some titanium white. Alrighty. And then I'm going to take that 3/8 angle. It's got some water in it. And I'm using an angle brush. So a toe and a heel. That toe, the longer part, we're going to pick up a little bit of Payne's Gray, work that in. And I'm going to come right along that side and where the fur is going to meet the hat. Now see, I'm just kind of pitty-patting that on. Doesn't need to be a smooth, straight float of color. Okay, and then I'm going to take my mop, which I have somewhere. I have that one, but so this medium soft flat top mop, and just kind of soften that out. Okay, and then I am going to put a little bit on that left side. Let's just dry that real quick. So Linda, yes, you can put warm white underneath the red. I do that often. I just knew that this hat was going to go a little bit darker with the red, and that was fine with me. So, especially with the shading and stuff. Okay, the pom-pom and the fur along the front. I'm going to take a number 4, 5, 6 flat. Let's get that wet. And it might seem like an odd choice of brush, but I want to be able to control where this goes. So I'm going to take some of that black, a little bit of water, and some white. And we're going to make a gray. Okay, so just kind of brush mix both colors. And then I want to tap this. So I'm going to just tap it on the chisel edge. Tap, 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 tap. And then same thing here. I'm going to tap, and I want those edges to be very uneven. I just added a little bit more black so that you can see this. Okay, so just going to tap and do that whole furry rim there, brim on his hat. And just tap, 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 tap. Okay, and then I'm add just a little bit of white to that, again, making that gray. And we're going to come in now. His face has features that are going to have to go away for a while. With the mop brush, do you clean with water after use? Melissa, I do at the very end of when I'm painting. I also, actually this needs a little bit, it's got a straight line right there. Sometimes I'll use hand sanitizer too. On this one, I just take a little hand sanitizer. I don't submerge the whole thing in water. If I'm going to clean it with water, I'll just do the tip in water and then wipe it off really good on a baby wipe. Actually works well. Or hand sanitizer. And again, you're just kind of tickling the surface when you're doing that, so it's not really picking up a bunch of paint. All right, more white. More white. Okay. And we're going to come in here with the face. And I'm going to be a little haphazard near that black. Pick up a little more. Let's see, just kind of pity-patting it on. I'll pick up a little bit more white. There we go. A little bit lighter gray. Don't worry about the black. I'm going to come back in and fix that up. Pick up some more. Same thing with the banner. The banner, you know, is kind of in the way. So I'll show you how to put that pattern back on. Or you can just wing it and draw it out. I started to put one here. I thought that would be cute, and then I liked how simple and sweet he was, so I left it the way it was. Okay. Again, down here, pick up a little more white, and you're just kind of on both sides of the flat brush, sometimes on the chisel or on the corner if I'm trying to be a little bit more careful about where it goes. Okay. And again, in the e-packet, all this step-by-step pictures, close-up pictures too, I put in there of his face. If you have that e-packet, it just makes it a lot easier to see everything close up. All right, so I'm going to take whatever's left. Come back here, put that on his face. So he's going to kind of look scary, right? Hello, Barbara. So I'm using a 5 flat, Wendy. Again, you can use a 4 or 5, a 6 flat. You can use a scruffy brush for that matter. I'm not a fan of a scruffy brush, but you definitely could use one. Okay, so we're going to let this dry for just a second. I'm going to come back to that. This is a 4 flat, and I'm going to pick up some white, titanium white, and I don't want to cover up all the gray. So Cindy, I did actually, funny enough, in the membership group, I put a table runner of a gingerbread that I had done, and I was going to put that on. However, when I drew it out, it just reminded me too much of Tracy Moreau's gingerbread that she has on it. So I left it off. I haven't done it. But I do have, on On this one, I have a little bear sketched out. So you can use a small flat, or you can use an angle brush. An angle brush works great for doing those little lines, okay, and trying to make them haphazard and go different ways. And I'm just sliding and kind of tapping, sliding and tapping. And overlapping, sliding, tapping, and overlapping. How's that for a little rhyme? Okay. Sliding, tapping, and overlapping. And I did quite a bit on his hat. I mean, I did several layers. I'll hold up the original in a minute. Don't know if I'm going to do that many layers to show you, but I definitely will show you the gist of what I did. Again, left, right, up, down, sideways. And it's going to look quite gray until we come back in with the next layer and overlap that white. But you don't want to cover up all the dark that you put down as the base coat, or you lose that depth. It'll just look flat. Now you can always put that back in, okay? But an angle brush, just tap on the chisel edge, lightly slide, different directions. We don't want there to be any kind of a part, like it looks like I have a part right there. Okay. But I am going to go back to, hello, Lynn. So I'm going to go back to that number, what one was that? 5. And again, pick up some white. And I'm going to tap it just to kind of make it a little bit fuller. And so look at the difference. And then on my finished one, again, I wanted it to be very full, but still be able to see those pockets of dark. So I'm going to load that with white. And tap, 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 tap. A little bit more white. Oops, tap off some excess. We don't want too much. Again, if it makes it too opaque, too solid, too white, it's going to take away that fullness. And if I miss any questions, I'll go back at the end and try and answer those. Kind of hard to look up often, but I will try. There we go. So, kind of getting his fur on. Every session with you brings a surprise. I'm sure you did use a scruffy on that fur. Yeah, I used to use a scruffy brush all the time. I feel like I have more control over a small brush and where that goes. Sometimes a scruffy brush has a mind of its own, and I just don't feel like I can control it like I want to. So, okay, so now I'm going to just start building this layer. Again, skipping around. Just tapping on the chisel edge. I'm going to come back up here and get some more on that fur. Again, you can continue to layer. You just want to make sure you don't have some, a pattern. If you're keeping your hand the same way as you're putting this on, you're going to get a definite pattern, and we don't want a pattern at all. Okay. Thank you, Darlene. Okay. Thanks, Molly Ann. All right, so let's get a liner brush. Doesn't matter what liner, but a nice thin liner. I'm going to get water to thin that down. And we want to just pull tiny, tiny little strokes. Now, you don't want to start here and pull in, because where you start, where you touch that brush, you're going to get a little bit thicker stroke. So I'm going to start on the fur too far, Sandy. I'm trying to hold it up so you can see it, but I'm gonna have to lay it down. And I'm just going to, again, very lightly. I'm moving my hand like this, very lightly. Pretty bit on the cap. I never found it. Oh, thank you, Vaughn. Okay, so this is what's gonna make it look even more so that it's furry and fuzzy. Bring those little strands out. We definitely want it very thin. As you saw there, you know, sometimes it's like nothing's coming off, but I'd much rather take my time and do just a few and then go back and reload than have a whole bunch of paint and, you know, really have to fix that up because it's just going to be a big blob. We don't want a blob. We want fur or fuzzy marabou feathers, whatever they are. And if you get, see, like there, I got a little thick, just tap it with your finger. It'll push it right inside. Now, unlike an animal where the fur, you know, has a direction and it lays and grows, this is just a little cap, you know, that it can go all different directions. Okay, I am going to turn it because I do want a couple there. And then on his little pom-pom, same thing. We want some little strokes to come out to give him his fuzzy, furry little pom-pom. How cute is that? Oh, that's funny. So Vaughn, this is just a small, almost like a script liner. So it's not a rigger. If I were going to use a rigger, I'd use a 0, but that would be even a little too thick. So let's see, probably more of like the 5/0 micron. I just licked it. But nice, thin little, the only thing I can describe it as like a script liner. Okay. And I love a long liner. I used to use long liners all the time. And then I kind of stopped. But when I was doing this fur, I'm like, oh my gosh, that liner, I love it. So, okay. And again, just those little strands right there just really bring that whole fur look together, doesn't it? So again, I'm just going to come in and slip slap some of those. Well, not that much. Slip slap some of those in here. And definitely over here. Okay. And I could keep playing, but we're going to move on. So on his hat, I do want to come up underneath with a little bit of Payne's Gray. Just a little bit, right up underneath that pom-pom. Do a little bit of shading right there. And then, thank you so much, Chris. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit more without, oh, crumbs. Crumb, crumb, crumb. What did I do? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay, done with that. There we go. I want to see if I can zoom in a little bit more. There we go. All right, it was not letting me, so I had to take it down. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I want it to be a lot closer so you can see the details. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna give you guys whiplash here. Okay, so let's come back to the hat, and we're gonna use our small or medium mezzaluna. Okay, and Y'all, if you watch any of my lives, you know that I love these for dry brushing. It's just a nice, stiff and soft blend bristle that does amazing dry brushing. So I'm gonna do, I think I'll do the medium. A little bit of white, load it up, and then you're gonna wipe almost all of it off, just like when we're stenciling. Load it up, wipe it off. Right in here, do a soft little dry brush. And if you're worried ever that you have too much, test it in the palm of your hand, okay? But we're just gonna do a little dry brushing right here. And I'm going around in a soft little circular motion. And like Tara said, how much coffee did you have to get your hand to move that fast? I just have 1 cup in the morning, but I am a fast painter. What did I just see Linda say? Will the knit stencil be weird if you don't have the pearl stencil? No, not necessarily, Linda. Again, I wanted something different, and I thought this pattern on the pearl stencil was cute. So you can use the knit one. I used that on the autumn teacups. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to take that same brush, pick up some white. This time, not take as much off. I'm going to test it in my hand first. Okay, and I'm going to come in and I'm just going to lightly tap right in that center area, get a brighter highlight. Okay, so there's our highlight for the hat. Oh, I love it. Okay, now I'm going to stick with this brush. You can go back to the flat if you want to, but I'm going to stick with this brush, pick up some white, wipe it off, and I'm just going to come in and do a little bit of dry brushing on his face. Again, you can use the flat brush if you don't have this brush. Since I had it in my hand, I'm just going to use it. A little on his chest and belly here. Again, little bit at a time. It's easier to build the layers. Little circular motion. Don't worry about the hands. I'm going to repaint those probably. Fix it up. Again, load it up, wipe it off. Just gonna, and you know, white things are not white, right? There is this gray undertone that's going to help with this white. So when you're painting it and you're looking at it going, oh, that's awfully gray, hold it back and look at it. Up close, it might look gray. Held back, you might go, ooh, that's exactly what it, what it needs. Or it's white as as white as it's going to get or needs to be. So that you don't cover up all that gray underneath. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll hold up the original so that you can see that the white really isn't that white. If we painted it white, it'd be very flat. But look at his face even. You see and we're going to shade in here, but even then, where I've scumbled on and, dry brush that white on, you can still see some of that gray underneath. Gosh, isn't he just too cute? Oh, you're right, Barbara, I do. I always have paint on my hands and I love it. I love it, I love it. Again, a little bit more white. Easier to build up the colors, guys, remember? Than to do a whole bunch of paint. And that, actually, maybe a little bit more. I say that might be exactly where I want it, but a little bit more. A little bit more, wipe it off. Now this time I am going to do a little more directional dry brushing, meaning normally I'm a little like circular motion. I'm going to do a little more of a straighter dry brushing line, back and forth, almost like a zigzag though. Okay. I'm buying the e-pattern now. Do you have a coupon code? I do, Barb. You can use ART, all capitals. Yes, that is true, Barbara. You have to have the dark to see the light. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to wipe that off. Pick up a little bit more white. Maybe not wipe as much off. And I'm going to dry brush a little bit brighter white on here and there, but not everywhere. Here and there, but not everywhere. A little bit more, and I'm loving how much brighter that is, so I'm going to do a little bit more on the face. Okay, let's leave that. I'm going to go to that 1/4 inch angle with black. And right in here, I do want to fix up a little bit on his face. Not where the fur went, but just like where my finger smudged it. Okay, and then we'll fix up the hands, although that really doesn't matter because the banner, that little joy banner is going to be there. Alrighty, let's dry that. Make sure it's all dry, good to go. Oh, thank you, Vera. Well, Janet, that sounds fun. How warm is it where you're at? Are you in Florida? Or are you back home? Because I'm sure at home it's probably colder. So, excuse me, guys. All right, let's go back to our 3/8 angle. And if you guys don't have angle brushes, gift yourself a set of angle brushes for Christmas. I promise you will not be disappointed. Okay, so I'm going to take the toe of the brush, get some Payne's Gray. Black, to me, is a little too harsh. So I'm going to work that in on the toe of the brush, and then look how I'm kind of walking it over to, well, you can't see that. I'm going to load the toe of the brush, and then I'm walking it toward the right just a little bit. I don't want it that dark. I want it that dark, if you will. Okay, so we're going to float that color on the inside of his face. Take that mop, soften it out. Ugh, well, I'm going to leave that. I got a swipe right there, but it'll be easier for me to dry brush it. We're going to float that color there. Above the scarf. Again, kind of soften that. And then below the scarf. And just kind of soften it. Okay. And then I am going to come back with a little bit more moisture in my brush. Come back here, pick up some more on that toe only. Right up where that meets the white. And underneath the hands and everything, I will worry about once I get that banner on. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up here where actually that's where his eye is. It's going to be okay, but I'm going to just dry brush a little bit more white there. Cool. Okay, let's take care of the scarf and the snowflakes in the back. So I thought I would crank them both out at the same time, so I just have to use one stencil brush. So I have warm white. I have titanium white on my palette. So warm white, load that up. Let's get a dry paper towel. Dry paper towel. And then let's put a snowflake on. So it doesn't matter which ones you use. I liked that one on that whole area right there. Very little paint. I just wanted these to kind of be in the background. So I'm even going to rub them with my fingers so I can take some of it off. Have some going off the edge. Soft, subtle, not real bright. Again, rub it out with your finger. Hello, was I even on camera for that one? If I wasn't, sorry guys. I typically will look up and see it on my iPad, but since my iPad is not working, old school. Let's see what other one we want to put. We'll put over here. Okay. So you can put them wherever you want. You can even put him holding one if you don't want to put the banner. I actually thought about that when I was doing it, and I thought, nah, I want it to have a word. So again, I thought about here, but ended up here. All right, so let's go to this. Now this is M276, I believe. It's one of the pearl knit stencils, and I am going to use some peacock teal. Okay, so I love that turquoise. So peacock teal, and I love turquoise and red together as well. So let's wipe that off really, really well. And hold on. Picking up, I just dropped my brush on the floor. Peacock teal, load it up, and wipe almost all of it off. Okay. Now, when you line it up, hello, I guess I had white on there. When you line it up, and if you don't want to get it on your other areas, let me show you a trick. You can use, Chris Hoy has these that you can lay in place to mask off. You can use Post-it notes, which I have here. Lisbeth Stoll hooked me on these. You can get them on Amazon. They're vellum. So they're see-through Post-it notes. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to get, you can use blue painter's tape for that matter. Okay. But I typically eyeball it, and then if I need to get it off an area, I will. Okay. So lay it however you want to. And I'm only working from this side of the knot over. Oops, too much paint. I can already tell. And I can see the scarf underneath, so that's where I'm trying to go with that color. All right. And then on the knot, I'm going to turn it. And then on these little, I don't know what you call them, streamers. It's the scarf. Streamers is what I called them in the e-packet. And just soft circular little motion. Okay, but change the direction so that they're not all, you know, going the same direction. Okay, but again, vellum Post-it notes, guys, you can get them on Amazon. Oops, missed a thing right there. Let's see if we can just put some color right there. Alrighty, so put that in the water. Okay, let's come back to our small mezzaluna and a little bit of country red. A little bit of white, a little bit of country red. White, wipe it off, pick up more white. We want it to be a little more pinky for his cheeks. So we'll put his little cheeks on. And they're soft and subtle. Okay. So thank you, Eileen. Yep, got them on Amazon. Okay. Now, let me move this out of the way. You can lay this back down, line it up. If you've ever wondered, this is on vellum. I get my vellum also from Amazon. And you can, and I can see that I want to extend See the little peak right there? I'll do it after I do my pattern. I just want that little peak to come down. But this is a good way to also check your pattern. I typically, things grow as I'm painting, so my hat's, you know, probably a little bit bigger, which it is. I'm fine with that. All right, so on vellum, again, you can see what you're doing. So I'm gonna lay down my transfer paper. Try not to get paint on it. And you can take a stylus or this Uniball Signo pen, and you can do the eyes, you can do the nose, and you can do Joy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the loops, but you're probably not gonna be able to see them, especially on the black, but I'll get the gist of where it is. And there we go. Okay. So I was going to wing it, but I wanted to show you that you can paint something and come back and add your pattern on top. Let's go ahead and base coat some of these things in, and then we'll get back onto our scarf. So I want that small brush, and I liked how that came down. So I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. There we go. Thank you guys. I think he's so cute. Again, when he flew out of my brush, he just made me smile. Okay, so the nose, saffron yellow and warm white to start. Oop, need to shake it. And I don't know if you guys know this trick, but if you tap your paint like that, not there, it will really help your hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush mix both of these. Saffron yellow, little warm white. That warm white's gonna help make it opaque because yellow is transparent. And we just wanna get in his little triangle nose. And it probably is gonna take a couple of coats. All right, and then we'll rinse that. Thank you. Chris just put in the comments. Thank you, Chris Avola. She put in the comments the link for the vellum Post-it notes. Okay, I've got to put this at an angle just so that my eyes can see it. You could do these warm white if you wanted to first, you know, just to make them more red, a little bit more vibrant. But since it had that gray underneath, I wasn't too fussed about it. I think it showed up red nicely. Again, this is Country Red. Red Alert is a really pretty vibrant red in the DecoArt line that you could use if you wanted something brighter. And this is one of those things, like I said, originally I was going to put the words over there, and I painted the banner, and I didn't like it. And so this has been painted probably about 4 or 5 times with those 2 elements. Everything else flew right out of my brush. But that, or if I was going to have it there, just like kept playing volleyball. And who wanted to show up for this design? And this little banner won. All righty. Now let's go back to that liner brush. Or I have a zero rigger here. I'll just use a rigger. Tapping on your hand can cause nerve damage. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So those Post-it notes I got, it came as a box. There was, I don't know, maybe 10 in there. Okay, so I just have that zero rigger. I'm going to load it up. It's got water in it. I'm going to load it with that red. And I just did a couple little loops, you know, like, you know, maybe he's got some string and he's holding the string, but then it loops over here. He's got little loops. And then just do the tiny little streamers coming down. They're not really going to show up that well until we get that little highlight on there. And then also if you have any lines that you need to take away from your pattern, you could always come back in and erase them. But I'm going to leave that, rinse that out. And since I have that zero rigger, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some warm white, some saffron yellow, mix it, come up here to his nose. Now let's dry that. I did, Cecilia, yes. So the Mezzaluna brushes, Liz, I'm not 100% sure in Canada where, I'm not sure if Tracy Moreau has them or if, is it Stockade or Country Bear? I'm not sure if they have Dynasty brushes or not. I'm sorry. I do ship to Canada, but those brushes would probably be about $14.25 to ship. Okay. Now let's come in and shade his nose. And for that, I used Orange Flame. It's nice, pretty orange. And our 1/4 inch angle. And so again, just on the toe, pick up a little bit of that color, work it in, just on the toe. And we're going to do it down that left side and down the right. Okay, and I kind of made a line there, so let's take care of that. I'm going to dry that and I'm going to shade it again. Yes, and that's a good point too. Donna Pulse just put in, you can get them from the Brush Guys as well. They do ship to Canada. My understanding is they also ship fairly quickly and at a reasonable price. And if you use Sandy MC, Sandy MC, all lowercase, you'll get an additional discount on the Brush Guys. Okay. So I did have a little bit there, just so it doesn't look like it ended. So it has large Mezzaluna. I know it can be difficult to get all those supplies everywhere, but again, I do ship to Canada. And always, unless you're a member of my membership group, ART, all capitals, hit apply, you get a discount on my website. Okay, rigger brush with white, titanium white. I'm just gonna touch and pull a highlight. And I don't like that highlight, so guess what? I'm gonna wipe it off. And I'm gonna touch, push, and pull a highlight. There we go. I wanted it a little fatter and then thinner. Okay, let's dry that. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share so you're entered into the drawing. I will do the drawing for the giveaways on our next live, which I believe is the 18th, unless I decide to do one next week again. I'll keep you posted. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to come back in with some white on that rigger brush. I might end up switching to I'm going to switch to the liner. Just because I know I want the lines thinner. You can also use a gel pen for this if you wanted to, but so I'm just going to put little highlight lines on the banner. Just did one across the top, one there, little on the loops. Let's turn that. A little on the ribbon. So Tara said earlier about the coffee. I didn't have coffee other than this morning, but I did have a Diet Coke, and that hand is kind of shaky. Okay, way too much. If you wipe it off while it's wet, you can get it to go away. Okay, now I did just write the word joy. You could use a stencil, you could use stamps, but I really just did very basic print. Like that. And I, of course, like it better on my original. I like that long J. And then I also did have to come in with his black from his hand right there, right back over that banner. Okay, remember, if it's in the way, you gotta take them away and bring them back. Okay, I'm gonna stay with that liner brush for a second, pick up some white. And I am going to, I just want this to be a little bit brighter. So I'm gonna pull down some little white lines, kind of let it hit where it hits. And if you start like that and then come to your piece, instead of going here, starting, wherever you start, you're gonna end up with that very distinct dot. So kind of move your hand and then just slowly bring it down. If you do that, just wipe it away. Okay, a little bit more. There we go. There's a little bit more brightness to him. Alrighty, let's take care of his eyes and then we'll move on to his scarf. So 1/4 inch angle. I am gonna take, I don't know that I have this on my original, but I want a little bit of that, that turquoise. I think it'd be pretty. Kind of floated and shaded on the side of his eye. I think I might have a little bit. I do. So let's see if I'm on camera. Where his little eyes are. And so a little bit of that turquoise, peacock teal, I should say. You can barely see it because I think I started to put it on and then I didn't. Then we'll pick up some Payne's Gray, work that in on that toe of the angle brush only. And I'm going to kind of do like a U. So a little bit on this side. I don't think I have enough moisture in my brush. There we go. So a little bit on the left, underneath, a little bit on the right. A little on the right, underneath. Okay. And I'm using Payne's Gray instead of black because it's not as harsh. And then we want to get a little shading. My paint is not coming off my brush today. A little bit of that on his nose. Yep, let's do that again, Sandy. It's easier to wipe it off and just do it again if you don't like it. Okay. Eyes, super simple. Use the handle of your brush. I'm going to use black. And I'm going to do an oval, long oval, top to bottom. Just like that. Okay, let me hold that up and see if his eyes are wonky. Okay, and let's dry those. Oh my gosh, he just makes me smile. A little bit of white on him. Oh, thank you, Paula. Alrighty. Oh, thank you, Tony. I hope you guys do. And if you do, share pictures with me. Oh, me too, Chris. I was so happy when he flew right out of my brush. Okay. So I do want to beef up. I feel like his cheeks are not as rosy as I want. So a little bit more white, a little bit more pink. We're just gonna brighten those up a little. And then a little bit of a highlight with white. And I did a dot in the upper right. And then a couple little dots on the left, couple little dots on the left. Okay. I think that's good to go. Let's just make sure it's all dry. I'm putting off that scarf. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to come back to my Mezzaluna, that medium Mezzaluna. And I want to get some white, titanium white, dry paper towel. And this is how we're going to make his hands stand out a little bit more. So a little bit of dry brushing right here. And then I did come in with the liner brush and did kind of a little highlight. Well, you need paint on your brush, Sandy. What I just said, you need paint on your brush. I do that when I'm painting too. When I'm home by myself painting and I talk to myself. So how about y'all? Do you talk to yourself while painting? A little highlight there. Okay. A little highlight there. 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 So I'm going to take a little black. I don't like that one. The beauty about paint, you don't like it, you can go right over it. All right, scarf, finally. Oh, Molly, and you're going to have to get in there with some positives too, instead of always when you do something wrong or when you mess up. Because same thing, I'll be like, oh, Sandy, why'd you do that? Or, you know, add more paint to your brush, hello. But then I'm also like, ooh, hello, you did that good. So give yourself some accolades sometimes too, and some praise. Okay, 3/8 angle, which I had, and now I don't know where it's at. I'm going to take the Peacock Teal and Payne's Gray and float this color, okay? So, Peacock Teal, that's black. Let's not use that. It'd just be too harsh. Payne's Gray, Peacock Teal. And I'm working in on the toe of that brush. You see? It is my go-to color to make things darker. And we're going to float around the knot. Okay, just get some of that color going. Come over here. I'm going to float around that knot. I made quite the hump there, didn't I? On the stocking. That's when I swear at myself. Now you guys have to be good to yourself and nice. And like I always tell you, talk nice and positively. I get to float color today. Yay. And I promise it's going to be easier. Okay, so I just separated those two with the same coloring. Now, let's come over here to the bottom of that scarf, and I'm going to float that right along the bottom. A little bit up on that right-hand side. And then let's let that dry because I will get into it. Pick up a little bit more color, Payne's Gray, Peacock Teal. I would say you probably have more Peacock Teal than Payne's Gray, okay? We don't want it too dark, but at the same time, you want to see a difference. And then we're going to float that color down the scarf. Down the scarf. Okay, and then we're going to do that almost like a U or a C, again, for that knot. That really is bugging me, but I'm not going to mess with it. But see, it just went a little high when I base coated it in. And then I felt like it needed something, like I just wanted it to look more rippled, I guess, if you will. So I came in with a little more shading here. Doesn't matter how you do it. Again, just to make it look like it's layered or rolled up instead of just being flat. And let's rinse that. Come back and pick up a little bit more. Now, in these places, in a couple of places, you could put in a little bit of dark shading like here if you wanted to make it look like, you know, it folds or has a little bit of a gather or something. Aw, thank you, Lori. A little bit more there. So I am going to come in with some white on the toe of that brush. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a oops, too much. Little highlight on the top of that scarf. Little on this section where it meets the face. There's very little, nothing too bright. Okay. Where else do I have? We'll do lines. On the little streamer things, just load that angle brush up with Peacock Teal, and you're just going to slide on the chisel edge. Hello, Liz. We'll come back with that Peacock Teal and Payne's Gray and float some color right above it. And then I'm going to take some titanium white on that angle brush. I really should switch to my 1/4 inch angle. And the reason being is I don't want these to be as long or as much. And I know I will cover up all that blue if I use the same size brush. So I'm just sliding, pulling a small little slide stroke for those little streamers, and then little dots, which we'll do with the stylus. But let's go ahead and add a little highlight. I did add to the scarf and the stencil look. Again, I did it and it felt like it needed something. So I added some dots. I'm just going to do those with the stylus. Kind of in between that pattern. Here and there. Then I didn't put any on the scarf. I mean, on the knot. And I'd pick a stylus that, you know, it's not too big of a dot. Smaller ones maybe on the sides or on the edge. Okay, and since we have that, we'll just go ahead and here I just very quick and random, right on top of those little streamers. Instead of just at the end of the line, you want to make it look like there's a whole bunch down there. So just dot, 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 dot. Oh, he's so cute. You could even take that stylus. Watch, I'm going to get my hand into it, but do a stronger little highlight on his nose. Okay, and then a liner brush. Get some white paint. And I'm just going to add some highlight lines. A little bit brighter. Like that. All right. I did not on my original, but you certainly could, you know, put a little highlight on his cheeks. Would be cute. Oh, so cute. Like I said, I have a bear already sketched out for this on this surface. Just not sure when it's going to get done because I've got to finish those teacups. Okay, now last thing that you can do, and I know I'll get into it with the dots, so let me dry it. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Hi, Sandra Schmidt. Did you not do his cheeks on the original? I did do his cheeks on the original. They're very faint, though, Cindy. They're very faint pink. So, anywho's. And I don't know, maybe I hope I put him in the, I hope I put that in the directions. Right, Lisa? He's so cute. Okay, so y'all know I love a good shadow, a good cast shadow. So I'm going to take a flat brush, pick up some Payne's Gray, make it nice and inky. Nice and inky. And then right up underneath the scarf, I'm going to put a little bit of that color. I don't even know if you can see that. Up underneath his scarf. I barely see that. So I'm gonna bump that up just a little bit in a second. If I do it now, it's gonna. Okay. So a little bit more, maybe a little bit on his hat. Kind of just do your, kind of mimic the little fuzzy. You can also use a liner brush there if you wanted to. Okay, maybe a little on his hat, a little on his pom-pom. Very subtle. Now, the edge, you can go around the edge, and I will show you here because I think it shows up really cute on his pom-pom where the little cast shadow, you know, just take and mimic those lines to make it stand up and stand, you know, kind of off that surface. Let's take a little bit more of that. Let me rinse that brush. I'll make it just a touch darker, but still inky. And we want to do on the side of our banner here. Okay, to get those to stand off of his stomach. Again, that's just Payne's Gray. Nice and thin down. could, it's so little, but you could come in and do a little one there. The border. Y'all know I love to do kind of that border, that vignette look where everything kind of comes in, your eye comes in because it has that brown along the edge. You can do this with white as well if you wanted to make it brighter, almost like a frosted edge. But I'm going to show you how I do that with a baby wipe. Wrap it around your index finger, put the rest of it in the palm of your hand and hold it. Asphaltum. You can also do it with an angle brush, but it's much easier to do it with this method. Run it back and forth on the tip of your index finger. The key, the super important key here is your wrist needs to be inside your surface. If it's not, it will leave a very harsh line, okay? And you don't need to do around the whole edge. You could just do around some of the bits here and there. But I did do all the way around him, even over his white on his belly and on his scarf, okay? Again, it just kind of draws and brings your eye in. So, guys, that is your brush load or side loaded for the shadow? The whole brush is loaded, Paula. Good question. And let me show you close up. Again, I like to use a small flat, like a 2, what's this one, or a 4. And so if I get that Payne's gray, get it nice and inky, has it on the entire brush, and then I can lay it flat. Okay, and get that cast shadow. Again here, you could do lines. For that fur. Oh, love that. Love, love, love. Okay, guys, so that is our Joy Penguin. I'm going to take my phone down and hopefully not mess anything up or push any buttons. Okay, let's turn it around. And hopefully it's good to go. My words are backwards. There's a way to change that. There we go. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I did not see who sent the stars, but thank you so much for whoever sent the stars. Look what a sweaty mess I am. Oh my goodness gracious. It got so hot in my studio, guys. I was dripping with sweat, like underneath my hair is soaking wet. Anyway, thank you. I'm pleased. I love him. I hope you guys enjoyed painting that or enjoy painting it. Watching me paint it, again, he just makes me smile, and I hope that when you're painting it, he makes you smile as well. So thank you. Thanks, Paula. Yeah, and this is going to be up. I'll probably get it loaded on my YouTube. Molly Ann, did you send the stars? I see a star by your name. If you did, thank you so much, guys. Again, that money goes to the World Central Kitchen and is donated. So if you click in the comment section and see those little stars, you can donate to that. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I will be back one more time before Christmas. And again, it's either going to be, I think the 18th is when I said I was going to be back with a live. Might be next week. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. But we will definitely have winners for our drawings. So like, comment, share with your friends. Continue to comment and like and share between now and when I do my next live, and your name will go in for the prizes, okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wendy. All right, guys, have a good one. Talk to you later. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget, get those brushes out, get that paint out, and do something creative this week. Even if it's base coating a surface, that action of doing something is going to motivate you to do more, okay? Talk to y'all later. And as you know, I got to figure out how to turn this thing off. Bye.